Hello dear guys, this is Sangapal Narwade and welcome to my new video on female reproductive system, ovaries part 2nd. If you want to see the Hindi version of this video, then please follow the link that is given in the description below. So we'll start over here. You can see this is the figure showing the ovum that is found in the central region, and the ovum is surrounded by a single layer of follicular cells. Okay, so this is the follicle in which the ovum is surrounded by a single layer of follicular cells. So such follicle is called as primordial follicle. Okay, so this is the primordial follicle we can see. So as we have seen in the last videos, such 1 to 2 lakhs of primordial follicles they found at the time of puberty in the female. Okay, before that we already have seen the human female, okay, or the human female newborn ovary. It contains near about 2.5 to 5 lakhs of oogonia. Okay, and oogonia are the cell that will produce the ovum in the future. So we'll see the process of the oogenesis, that means how the eggs or ovum are formed in the female ovary. So this figure, it is showing how the oogenesis takes place. You can see this is the primordial cell. Okay, this is diploid in nature, that means 2n number of chromosomes are found. So the 2n number of chromosomes in our cells, these are 46, and the haploid number of chromosome are 23. So primordial cell, it contains 46 chromosomes. This primordial cell, it undergoes the mitosis, okay, and on mitosis it produces 2 cells, and each cell it divide again to form the oogonia. So these are the 4 cells that are shown over here. These are the oogonia. So you can see in this figure how these oogonia are formed from these primordial cells. Okay, so primordial cells, they undergoes the mitosis and they produces the oogonia. Okay, so likewise the primordial cells, these oogonia are also diploid in nature, that means they also contains the 2n number of chromosomes, and that is the 46. Okay, now just see which is the next stage in the formation of the ovum. So you can see that this oogonium, this is smaller in size. This oogonium start to grow. Okay, it is growing and it becomes larger. Okay, so it becomes larger as compared to this, and now this is called as the primary oocyte. So we can say that the oogonium, it grows and it becomes primary oocyte. This primary oocyte is also diploid in nature, that means it is also consisting of the 46 number of chromosomes in its nucleus. Okay, so this is the primary oocyte. Now what happens with this primary oocyte, because up to this the mitosis is end. Okay, when the oogonium is formed or oogonia are formed, they are formed by the mitosis, but now the primary oocyte that is formed, it will undergoes the process of meiosis. Okay, we have seen there are 2 types of the cell divisions. First one is the mitosis. Okay, this is the mitosis, and second one is the meiosis. So primary oocyte, it undergoes the meiosis, and as we already have seen, meiosis is divided into the 2 stages, meiosis first and meiosis second. Okay, so meiosis first, it contains the certain phases such as prophase first, metaphase first, anaphase first, and telophase first, while the meiosis second, it also contains the prophase second, metaphase second, anaphase second, and telophase second, and at the end of telophase second, we know the meiosis is completed, or we can say that the meiosis is completed. Okay, so what is happening? Primary oocyte, it undergoes the meiosis first, and at the end of meiosis first, it produces the secondary oocyte and the first polar body. You can see the secondary oocyte is larger in size, while the first polar body, it is very smaller in size. Okay, so secondary oocyte is formed, and this secondary oocyte is haploid in nature. You can see it is haploid in nature, that means it contains n number of chromosomes. So the number of chromosomes that found in this secondary oocyte are 23. Okay, so now So this is the end of the meiosis first. That means we can say at the end of meiosis first, the secondary oocyte and first polar bodies are formed. Now this secondary oocyte, it undergoes the meiosis second. It proceeds into the meiosis second, and during the meiosis second it forms the ovum. Okay, it forms the ovum, but it forms the ovum and a second polar body. But keep in mind, okay, this is not the end of meiosis second. That means we cannot say that the ovum that is formed over here from the secondary oocyte, it is formed at the end of meiosis second. We can't say this sentence. Okay, so when the ovum is formed, it doesn't mean that it is the end product of the meiosis second, or the meiosis second is not completed over here actually, because this ovum, it is arrested in the metaphase second of the meiosis second. Okay, that means it do not proceeds to the anaphase second or the telophase second. Okay, keep in mind the ovum that is released by the ovary on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, it is arrested in the metaphase second. That means it does not complete its meiosis second. Okay, the meiosis second, it completes or the process of the meiosis second, it completes during the stage of the fertilization. During fertilization, meiosis second completes. Okay, so we will see that what happens during that later on. So in this way the ovum is formed from this primordial cell. So these are the certain events that takes place over here. We will see again in the next figure. So this is the oogonium that we have just seen. Okay, oogonium which is diploid in nature, and as we have seen, this oogonium, it grows in size. Okay, the accumulation of food is takes place, it grows in size, and now this oogonium, it becomes the primary oocyte. So this is the primary oocyte. Okay, and as we have seen just right now, this primary oocyte, it undergoes the meiosis first. Okay, and it does not complete its meiosis first. Actually what is happening, it does not complete its meiosis first. Okay, the primary oocyte, it get arrested in the prophase first of the meiosis first. Okay, it is arrested in the prophase first of the meiosis first at the time of birth of that female baby. That means when the birth of that female baby takes place. So all these events, we are talking about these events that are taking place at the birth of the female baby. That means what happens during the birth of that female baby, it contains the ovary of that female baby contains the oogonia. Okay, so this oogonia, they becomes the primary oocyte, and this primary oocyte, it undergoes meiosis first, but this primary oocyte, it is get arrested in the prophase first of the meiosis first. That means it does not complete meiosis first. Okay, so we will see that when this primary oocyte, it completes the meiosis first. Now, so that was that in the last slide we have seen the events during the birth. Okay, now we are moving towards the onset of puberty. Okay, onset of puberty. Puberty means the time period at which, or the age at which the reproductive organs of that female, they reaches to the maturity. Okay, that means all the internal organs, internal reproductive organs, they reaches to the maturity. This time period is called as puberty, and in case of the human females, the age of puberty is near about 12 to 13 years old. Okay, so suppose that now that female is at the puberty, or at the age of puberty. Now see, we have seen this is the primordial follicle. Okay, this is the primordial follicle, this is the ovum, and these are the follicular cells, and I have shown this is the molecule of FSH, that is the follicle stimulating hormone. We know that this follicle stimulating hormone, or FSH, is secreted by anterior pituitary. Okay, or adenohypophysis of the pituitary gland. So now what is happening during the age of puberty? Okay, the anterior pituitary, it secretes the follicle stimulating hormone, or FSH, and that FSH, it passes towards the ovary through the blood circulation, and we know that ovarian cortex, it contains the primordial follicle. So this FSH from the anterior pituitary, now it will act upon these primordial follicles. Okay, so just see, this is the molecule of this FSH. It acts upon this primordial follicle. After binding the FSH molecule to the primordial follicular cells, what happens? This follicle starts to grow. Okay, so this FSH, it helps to grow this follicle, or it stimulates the follicle to grow in size. As its name suggests, follicle stimulating hormone. That means this molecule or this hormone, it stimulates the follicle to grow, and after binding with this, the follicle start to grow. So just suppose that this primordial follicle, it grows in size and it becomes larger. Okay, so as seen in the last slide, so this is the grown follicle. Okay, so as the follicle starts to grow, it complete its first meiotic division. Okay, so the first meiotic division is completed over here, and we have seen at the end of meiosis first, what is formed? Secondary oocyte and the first polar body. We have seen in the figure of the oogenesis. Okay, so first meiosis is completed over here, and what are the end product of the first meiosis? Secondary oocyte and the first polar body are formed. Now see what happens with this secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte that is formed at the end of the first meiotic division, it undergoes the meiosis second, or it proceeds in the meiosis second. Okay, so this will undergo in the meiosis second, and we have seen that, okay, as it enters into the meiosis second, it goes into the prophase second, and now it comes into the metaphase second. So this secondary oocyte, it comes into the metaphase second, but it is get arrested in the metaphase second, as we have just seen right now. It does not proceed into the anaphase second from the metaphase second. Okay, it is arrested in the metaphase second, and the ovum that is released from ovary on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, it is already arrested in the metaphase second, and its meiosis second completes when the fertilization takes place. So we'll see about the puberty. What is puberty? The time period at which reproductive organs reaches to the maturity. Okay, this is about the females. So puberty starts at the age of 13, as I have told right now. We need to know about the menarche. Okay, menarche, it is the starting of the first menstrual cycle. Okay, so when the first menstrual cycle is started in that female, then this is called as the menarche. So menarche is the starting of the first menstrual cycle. Second thing, that is the menopause, as shown over here, stoppage of the menstrual cycle. Okay, there is one time period when the menstrual cycle starts in that female, and one time comes where a menstrual cycle stops, because everything that starts, that stops also. Okay, so starting of menstrual cycle in the female is called as menarche, and stoppage of the menstrual cycle is called as the menopause. Okay, so we have seen menarche, or starting of the menstrual cycle, how it is takes place. The follicles, they becomes responsible to the FSH. Okay, or they gives support, or what we can say, the FSH stimulate the follicles to release the ovum, or to grow the follicles. And one time comes when the ovary or the follicle becomes irresponsive to the FSH and LH. Okay, the follicles or the follicular cells, they do not give any response to the molecules of the follicle stimulating hormone, or the hormone FSH. So the oogenesis stops over there, and this is called as the menopause. So that is the stoppage of the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle stops over here. Okay, there is no further menstrual cycle. The menopause, it occurs at the age of, or in between the age of 45 to 55. So as we can see, the menstrual cycle, it starts at the age of 13, and menopause may takes place at the age of 45 to 55. Generally it occurs at the age of 45. Okay, 45 to 50. So if we consider this is the minimum age, okay, at which the menopause takes place, and this is the age at which the menstrual cycle starts. So at 13 age the menstrual cycle start, at 45 it menstrual cycle stops. So 45 minus 13, it will be 32. So the reproductive period, okay, this is 32 years is the reproductive period of that female. So reproductive period, the definition is the time period between the menarche and the menopause. So this is the menarche starts at the age of 13, and menopause it takes place at 45. So the time period between the menarche and menopause is called as reproductive period, and it is of 32 years. Okay, so because when we minus the 13 from the 45, this is the 32. So reproductive period is of 32 years, and during all these 32 years, okay, the female it releases ovum. It releases one ovum from its ovary per menstrual cycle. Okay, so we will see the normal menstrual cycle in the female, human female, it lasts for 28 days. Okay, normally. And during each menstrual cycle, if suppose that the menstrual cycle is of 28 days, then on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, the egg is released from the ovary, and that process is called as ovulation. Okay, so on the 14th day one egg is released from the ovary. So during each or per each menstrual cycle, one ovum is released from the ovary. So in this way, if we calculate the number of eggs that are released from the ovary in 1 year, okay, so 13 eggs will be released from ovary during the 1 year, because 1 egg per 28 days. So if we calculate the time period of 1 year, then 13 eggs are released in a 1 year. So now, as we have seen, the reproductive period of that female normally is of 32 years old. So the reproductive period multiplied into the number of eggs that are released per year. Okay, so 32 multiplied by 13, that is equal to 416. So 416 eggs are released in the whole lifespan of a female. Okay, now I have drawn, this is a rough sketch of the ovary, human ovary. So this is the primordial follicle, this is the primary follicle, this is the secondary follicle, and this is the matured follicle or Graafian follicle. So all these are the ovarian follicles, and these ovarian follicles are found in the region of the ovarian cortex. Okay, they found in the region of the ovarian cortex. And we can see, so suppose that this is the outer region, it is showing the cortex. Okay, and this is the inner region. Okay, and this inner region is called as medulla. This is the medulla. Okay, so outer part, this is the cortex, this is cortex, and inner part is called as medulla. So you can see these are the ovarian follicles at different stages. Okay, this is the primordial follicle, this is the primary follicle, this is the secondary follicle, and this is the final Graafian follicle. Okay, now what happens, as I told, at the time of puberty, what is happening, this is the molecule of FSH. Okay, this is the follicle stimulating hormone that is coming from the anterior pituitary, or that is released from the anterior pituitary. So this FSH, it binds this FSH and LH, I'm sorry, there should be LH. Okay, there should be LH. So this LH, it binds to the Graafian follicle on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, and then the egg is released from this. I'm extremely sorry, here should be LH, luteinizing hormone. Okay, so the molecule of luteinizing hormone, you can see this is the molecule of LH. So molecule of LH, it binds to this Graafian follicle, and the egg is released from it. Okay, so this Graafian follicle, it ruptures and the egg is released from it, and this process is called as ovulation. So this is the ovulation. So likewise, in one menstrual cycle, one ovum is released from the ovary, and this ovum, it enters into the fallopian tube. Okay, and in the fallopian tube, it waits for the sperms for the fertilization. So in this video we have seen up to this. In next video we will see the histology of the human female ovary. So if you like this video, then please don't forget to like and comment, and please subscribe my channel. So thank you, and we will meet in next video.